Alright, we are a month and 22 days into 2024, and I have yet to film my most anticipated movies list. I didn't film one last year. Actually, I did one on my second channel where I kind of just did my favorite most anticipated movie of each month. This year, I wanted to go back to a classical one. I haven't had time to film one, but today I'm going to film one on February 22nd. Obviously, I am going to Florida tomorrow. I leave for Florida tomorrow. It's going to be a very fun vacation. And so today I'm filming 5 videos. So yeah, I'm filming this one, Mission Impossible ranking, Spider-Man 3, the 3 Insomniac Spider-Man games ranked. I'm doing a Matthew Vaughn ranking, and then on my second channel I'm also throwing out my letter grade for each of the NFL teams this year. But today we're focusing on 2024 movies. This one's fancy because we are already into February, so we already got one of them that was on my list, Argyle. Bob Marley One Love, which is on my list, already came out. I have not seen it yet, but it's already out. And one of these movies, Ballerina, which is on this list, already got delayed. So I'm really behind on making this list. So, yeah, with that said, comment down below, what is your most anticipated movies? I'm doing 19 because, why not? I don't know. I was going to do 20, and with Ballerina, I just couldn't take any 4 out, so I figured it's going to be 19. My 19 most anticipated movies. And with that said, number 19 is Nosferatu. This one is directed by Robert Eggers, and it has a nice cast. I got my notes here for the cast. It's got Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, who I love, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I love. I love Bill Skarsgård as well. Willem Dafoe, I absolutely love him. It has a stacked cast. And it's directed by Robert Eggers. Now, I have never seen a Robert Eggers film in my life. And so putting this on this list this is the one movie on this list that I can safely say I don't necessarily feel 100% comfortable putting it on this list. I've never seen a Robert Eggers movie, so I don't know what his style is like. I'm not really into vampire movies. Of course, I heard Robert Eggers is a really good horror director. He directed The Witch, right? Robert Eggers, yeah, he directed The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. So if he goes back to The Witch, does a cool horror thing, this could be something for me, but we haven't had a trailer. I've never seen a movie from it, so I don't know what to expect if this is going to be a movie for me, but most likely it's not going to because this just isn't my type of movie. I'm putting it on here for the cast and for Robert Eggers, and because this is probably one of the world's most anticipated movies of 2024. But it's going here because I feel like I have to mention it in this list. Number 18, Despicable Me 4. Now, I know, I go from Nosferatu saying that I'm not super anticipating it to Despicable Me 4 saying I'm looking forward to it. I love the Despicable Me movies. I grew up with the Despicable Me movies. The first 2 movies are animated classics that I will watch every year. The third movie, I'm not the biggest fan of. The Minions movie, I think they're fine. I mean, the first one I don't like, but the second one it's fine. But it's just, I miss that feel of the first 2. And watching this trailer made me be like, this looks like a blast. This actually looks like a blast. Now, the third movie was fine. It was entertaining. I just didn't like it really because the trailer showed almost everything. But this movie even had, like, the intrigue. Like, they're searching for something, but the trailer doesn't explain what they're searching for. They obviously got the villain going after them and him with a baby, and then you got the daughters back. And it just looks like it's going to be fun. And it's a movie that I'm anticipating going to the theater to see because I want to have fun watching them in a theater. I want to go back to my childhood to where every time a new Despicable Me movie came out, me, my mom, and my brother were just like, yeah, we're going. And we looked forward to it. And that's what this feels like. I am looking forward to this one. Civil War is next. Alex Garland's new movie. Alex Garland is a director who directed Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Men. Civil War for me is a trailer that I saw the first 30 seconds of the trailer, clicked off of it, got out of it. I was instantly intrigued by those first 30 seconds. I said to myself, that looks awesome. I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't want to be as surprised. I want to be as surprised as anybody else is. Again, I've never seen an Alex Garland movie before in my life. I really wanted to see Annihilation, and I still will for an Alex Garland ranking. What's his other movie? I lost that one again. Oh, Ex Machina. I still really want to see Ex Machina, but this movie, I just don't know what to expect from him, but from that first 30 seconds, it looks awesome. And it looks like something that I would enjoy. So obviously, I got to put it on this list. Again, haven't seen the full trailer, but I had to put it on here. Next up, Saw 11. I love the Saw franchise. I watched the whole thing for the first time last year, and I absolutely adored a lot of it. I thought it was a very fun franchise. The kills, I kind of like the drama that most of the movies had. I liked a lot of the characters. Mark Hoffman is really good, and that's the reason I'm anticipating this, because I really hope Hoffman's in this movie. Saw 10 was not my favorite movie of the franchise. I'm going to throw it out right there. It was not my favorite movie of the franchise. I'd much rather watch Saw 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 over this, because I find those movies more entertaining. With that said, that movie did a lot of things right. Bringing in Jigsaw as an antagonist, kind of an interesting decision, but I think it kind of worked. The traps were fun as always. I didn't like the twist. That was a big factor into it, but showing us Hoffman got me excited for this one. And instantly, you obviously know that the critics enjoyed that one. They're probably going to keep it with what the critics enjoyed. And so it might not be my favorite in the franchise, but when I watch a Saw movie, I'm watching it as a fan of the franchise, someone who loved the 4th, 5th, 6th, and I don't necessarily love the 7th, but I still think it's a pretty fun movie. And so when you get something you're going different, the critics, obviously, who don't like those movies will love it, but for me, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie, but I much rather would watch the other movies for that. Oh, with that said, I'm a fan of the franchise. It's got to go on this list. Twisters is next, a movie that I was not looking forward to until the Super Bowl. And we got that Super Bowl trailer, and it was stinking awesome. That trailer was awesome. I never was interested in movies about tornadoes attacking people. I mean, what can you do? Just drive away from the tornado and get away from it and get to safety. Like, what's there more to do in a movie? And so, even though I never wanted to watch the first Twister, this trailer made me want to watch it. Made me want to watch a schlocky, fun movie about a tornado killing people. It's goofy. It's fun. The cast looks great. It looks like a movie that I'm going to go to the theater. Probably be like a 90-minute movie. I'm going to sit down like, whoa, tornado action. Oh, God, they just died. No. Oh, wow. And I walk out of that theater and I'm like, that was a blast. I'm not expecting a Legacy sequel like Top Gun Maverick or anything like that. I'm expecting a schlocky, fun movie that I'll enjoy, and this trailer gave me that. Next up, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. That first trailer didn't do much for me. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a big Ghostbusters fan. I've already started my rewatch for all the Ghostbusters movies. I still really like that first movie. Second one, not a big fan of. I still need to rewatch the last two. But this movie, the first trailer really didn't do anything for me. I was like, oh, another Ghostbusters movie. Cool. And then we got those new trailers. And they were awesome. Those new trailers were absolutely awesome because they showed that there's something new with a new ghost that could be potentially one of the best ghosts. You bring back the OG cast combined with the cast of Afterlife, which I wasn't a biggest fan of Afterlife. I still need to rewatch it, but you get all that, and it looks like you're gonna have another fun Ghostbusters movie with everything that you enjoy about the Ghostbusters films in general. And it kind of going for a little bit of nostalgia bait, maybe just a little bit, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed those trailers, and it looks like a movie that I'm going to go to the theater and I'm going to have fun with, which as a occasional Ghostbusters fan, I'm surprised that I'm looking forward to it. Bob Marley One Love, this movie's already out, and I have not seen it yet. I want to see it. Probably won't see it for a while unless I get a chance to maybe go to the theater while I'm in Florida. I don't know. It looked like it could have some emotions while also just a cool story and a good look inside of Bob Marley's life. I really, really enjoy Kingsley Ben-Adir. I think he was amazing in Secret Invasion, amazing in so many other things, and he looks like he's going to be great in this. It just looks like a movie that I'd like. Now, personally saying, movies like this aren't necessarily my favorite. Biopics aren't necessarily my favorite. I don't go to these like, I'm expecting the best movie of the year, like with Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm not comparing this movie to them. I'm not. But like those movies, kind of like this, saying a true story, I was looking forward to those. I was like, I don't think this is going to be top 10 of the year, but I might like it because it's made not me for me. And this movie kind of looks like it's made for me. it looks like it's going to be a little bit better than those, in my opinion. This is just saying in my opinion. Those other movies aren't made for me. I think they're great movies. They're just not made for me. But this just looks like the biopic that I want, that I'll really enjoy, and probably get a little bit emotional at the end, because Bob Marley's really cool. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is next. Now, if we're being honest, I was never the biggest fan of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I saw it once, and I just wasn't the biggest fan of. I desperately need to rewatch that. The first Sonic the Hedgehog movie is a blast. I adore that movie. I think it is insanely fun. And like I said, I do need to rewatch the second one, though. But it's got some great things in that movie. In Sonic the Hedgehog 3, you're introducing Shadow, who could be really cool. Got rumors that Hayden Christensen will be voicing him, which I think is really cool. You got Knuckles back in here with Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails. And you're delving more into the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog. And these movies are always such a blast that I'm pretty sure I'll sit down, watch this movie, and probably have more of a blast with it. The only real worry I have is I believe Jim Carrey is returning. Let me look at the cast. Yeah, Jim Carrey's returning as Dr. Robotnik. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Sonic franchise, you had 2 movies with Dr. Robotnik as a big bad guy. Move away from him. Go. I don't want Dr. Robotnik as a big bad guy anymore. Sonic the Hedgehog has so many other villains that I have a feeling that Dr. Robotnik will just be the guy that's like, yeah, Shadow, you're my new hedgehog that I'm going to use you as a henchman just like I use Knuckles, and you're going to take down Sonic, which will be fun, but it's just copy and paste. Like, you need to move on from that. I don't know. We haven't seen a trailer. We don't know what the plot synopsis is, so I don't know if Jim Carrey's just going to be in flashbacks or something like that, because technically he died at the end of the first movie, but I really am worried about the Dr. Robotnik thing, if it'll feel like copy and paste to me. Nevertheless, I'm sure it'll be fun. Number 11 was Ballerina. Or, excuse me, this would be number 12, but because we're doing 19 movies now, the next movie's number 11, I believe. But Ballerina was going to be on this list. I like the John Wick franchise. It's not my absolute favorite of all time, but I enjoy the movies. And this movie right here, it sounded like it's going to be another fun one. Sure, it doesn't have John Wick in it. It's not even directed by Chad Stahelski. But it's a movie with Ana de Armas. She was so cool in No Time to Die. And it looked like it could be a fun John Wick spin-off movie. I'm not really going to spend much time because this is on my most anticipated movie list of next year, so I'm going to talk about that more. But just for point of reference, I put this in because I was looking forward to more John Wick type action. Beetlejuice is number 11. Beetlejuice 2. And, I like the first Beetlejuice. Have I seen it in forever? No. My mom's like, yeah, we're going to watch a movie. I'm like, you always pick bad movies. She picked Beetlejuice. I'm like, I don't want to watch this, but I'll watch it. And this was like a long time ago. I think I was like 10 to 12, but I watched it and I had fun with it. I haven't rewatched it since, but I have to get excited for Beetlejuice. Look at this cast here. Of course, you got Tim Burton coming back to direct. You got Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice, which, fun fact, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but on Letterboxd, Michael Keaton is B-E-T-E-L-J or G-E-U-S-E. They spell Beetlejuice so very wrong, I believe. But it's funny. But you got Winona Ryder, Jenna Ortega, and Michael Keaton all in this movie. Willem Dafoe. Again, I love Willem Dafoe. The cast looks stacked. The first movie, as what I can remember, it was a blast of a film. And this movie, having Tim Burton, the wacky, weird fun of Beetlejuice, it looks like it's going to return. I can't wait for a trailer to give us more. But overall, I'm really looking forward to this movie because it just sounds like a fun movie. Kicking off our top 10, The Karate Kid. This is a new Karate Kid movie. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it came out a while ago, that it's a movie that will have the Cobra Kai show in its continuity. It's canon now, which instantly gets me interested. I'm like, oh, I watched Cobra Kai. I thoroughly enjoyed Cobra Kai. I'm looking forward to this, specifically because of the cast, because they are all so good on screen. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what anything's about. I don't know what to expect from this movie, but I don't know if it's even a continuation of Cobra Kai, but instantly, if you just say it's canon to Cobra Kai, you got me interested, you got me listening, you got me waiting for some news on here, that I'm looking forward to this movie. because I'm looking forward to this movie. Number 9, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. This was just same as Godzilla, or not Godzilla, but Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, a movie right when they showed the first trailer. I was like, nope, I'm out. This don't look good at all. I don't think this movie is going to be a good movie. Not only did they release a second trailer for this, but before that, I was watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and I rewatched all of the MonsterVerse movies except King of the Monsters, because I'm going to watch that before this one. But I just said to myself, I don't think another Godzilla x Kong movie could work, but rewatching this franchise, it's one of the best cinematic universes out there. I rewatched Godzilla vs. Kong. I had fun with it, because it keeps canon to the rest of the universe. Without having a movie franchise that is like, oh, we need to release a movie every year. You got a movie franchise that focuses on keeping its continuity together to where it can be wacky. It can go the so crazy ways. But it makes sense because in another project, the same thing happened. And so it's not just like, oh yeah, they're just making up rules now. You're sitting there and like, that makes sense because that connects to that, and that's really cool. I'm really hoping a cameo from Monarch: Legacy of Monsters too, because I really love that show. But just the whole cinematic universe kind of just comes together more perfect than any cinematic universe out there. And I really grew on Godzilla vs. Kong. I really didn't like it when it first came out, but I really grew on it. Godzilla 2014 is a masterful movie. Gareth Edwards is directing New Jurassic World, which is my most anticipated movie of next year now. And you got... It just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun with that trailer. The trailer looked like an absolute blast. So I'm looking forward to this now. The first trailer, I said, that looks awful. This new trailer, I said, that looks like a bunch of fun, and I'm really looking forward to that. Number 8, Dune Part 2. A lot of you have already seen this movie. I have not seen the movie, obviously, because I'm not an official critic. I have like 130 subscribers. Please subscribe. Anyways, I just actually watched the first Dune 2 nights ago, on the 20th. And I wasn't the biggest fan. I don't think it was the best movie of all time. Currently, out of the 3 Denis Villeneuve movie I've seen, it's last place, because I rewatched Arrival last night, and I watched, I've seen Sicario, so currently it's at last place, but I've only seen 3, and I'm going to watch the rest so I can do a ranking after that anyways. But I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie. I don't love it, but it's still a great movie. Don't get me wrong. It's a technical masterpiece. The movie makes you feel like it's an awesome movie. Like, it's awesome. Like, the individual sequences make you feel, oh god, I'm pumped. This is going to be an awesome movie. And so much of the movie was like that. To where I sat down and I instantly, after watching the first one, I watched a trailer and I was like, you know what? I'm looking forward to go to the theater. All the reviews say it's better than the first movie, which means that we could, like, not spend a whole hour explaining what was happening, which I think is the best part of the movie, honestly, because it explains it really well. But even in the second one, probably you're not going to have to explain what's happening. You could have all the action you want, and even though the action I thought was paced really weird in the first movie, I really hope it's not paced really weird in the second movie. And all the reviews are saying that the action's awesome and it has all those sequences that pay off from that first movie. And I really can't wait for the payoff and to see how this story ends. Because even though the first movie wasn't like, oh, that's the greatest movie of the century, it was a movie that really made me look forward to the second one. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of it, still doesn't mean it wasn't a great movie, because I still think it's a great movie. Number 7, hot take here, Garfield movie. I'm really putting the Garfield movie above Dune Part 2. I'm insane. Typically, the most anticipation list isn't in particular order, except, like, I'd say the top 5 isn't in particular order, but just so nobody gets mad at me. But Garfield movie, liked the trailer a lot. I thought it had plenty of heart in the first part of the trailer, and then just looks like a fun movie like that. The cast looks great. The animation looks pretty good. I know that a lot of people don't like, what's his name? I forget his name. Chris Pratt, that's his name, as all these animated voices. I really like Chris Pratt, so screw me, I guess. And so I just think it looked like a charming, fun movie that me and my brother could go see. Obviously, it's supposed to be coming out on the same day as Furiosa and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Both movies coming up on this list very soon, so I probably won't see it instantly in theaters, but I'm looking forward to this movie. It looks like a fun time. Speaking of Furiosa, number 6 is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I've never seen a Mad Max movie before in my life. I really haven't. And the first time I saw this trailer, I said, oh, it looks like another Mad Max movie. I haven't seen a Mad Max movie before in my life. I don't know what I meant by saying that, but probably because it just looks like, oh, you got more cars and more destruction, looks fun. However, every time I go to the theater, they play this trailer, and each time I'm like, this looks like a cinematic blast. This looks like a cinematic achievement, because it looks beautifully, not beautifully, but it looks beautiful. The action looks fun. It looks like it could have a pretty unique story at its core. I think just after that first trailer, first time I watched it, I was like, okay. And now, every time I watch it, I'm like, I get pumped. I'm like, yeah, that looks awesome. Bring it on. I cannot wait for this day where I'm going to go see Furiosa and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on the same day. I cannot wait for that day. I think that's both going to be awesome, and Furiosa looks like an awesome movie that just can get me pumped and have all the payoff and all the awesomeness you want. And I finally get an excuse to watch Mad Max Fury Road, which is the movie I could not wait to watch for the longest time. Transformers 1 is next. It's an animated Transformers movie. The moment they announced this, I was interested because I like the Transformers movies. I don't think it's the best franchise, mainly because Michael Bay can be a bit too much. However, this movie, an animated Transformers franchise about Optimus Prime and Megatron's relationship on, what's it called? Their planet, Cybertron. Yeah, that's what it's called. It sounds like it'll be for me. And I love animated movies about big franchises. Could be awesome. Could look awesome. Could have a great story. I need a trailer to get me fully hyped. But the moment they announced this, I said, that is going to be a movie for me. That looks like it's going to be a blast of a movie. That looks like a movie I'm going to love when I leave the theater. And several months later, I still feel the same way. This is one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and I can't wait for it. Number 4, A Quiet Place, Day 1. I'm not the biggest fan of the Quiet Place movies. I like them. I really do. Find them to be really enjoyable. Second movie, much more than the first. But I always feel like they have something back. They released this trailer, and it looked like it's going to be another 90-minute movie with more monster action in a typical way that I like my movies. I love movies like Cloverfield or movies that follow alien invasions and survival. That's my type of movie. And this right here looks like it's my type of movie. And so I'm going to go sit in the theater for probably like an hour and a half, watch the hour and a half long movie, and just have a blast with it throughout. Great monster action. Obviously, Sean Chandler apparently has a friend, and I watch all Sean Chandler's videos, by the way, but he has a friend that said, like, the movie's slower pace, who's seen it, and that sounds a bit worrying for me, but I still really can't be nervous for this because I love the trailer. It looks like it's a movie for me. Kicking over top 3, Joker Falladoo, or something like that. Joker Falladoo. Falladoo. I watched first Joker this last October, and I adored it. I absolutely love the movie. It's an A+ movie. It's one of the best superhero movies of all time, probably. I love the Joker as a character. They announced this one to be a musical. I don't know how to feel about that one. Don't know if I'm super excited about the fact that it's a musical. I'm not sure if Lady Gaga's going to be perfect as Harley Quinn. There's a lot of things that could say that this movie's going to be interesting in a bad way. But obviously that first Joker movie is so intense and so awesome and made you be like, whoa, this is a great movie. That continuing on that, I feel like it could be awesome. It could even be a little more dive into the world of the Joker, what he sees. Because what made that first movie so good is that you watch this movie and you don't know what's actually real or not. And so you see that he has his girlfriend and everybody's laughing at his jokes and you believe it. And then all of a sudden it's revealed that he doesn't have this girlfriend. Nobody likes his jokes. Everybody thinks he's a creep. And you're just like, whoa. You don't know the perspective to put that in. And so it's just with that creative vibe that Todd Phillips brings to it, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, apparently Todd Phillips doesn't have a great track record with sequels. Obviously, with Dune or Hangover Part 2. I've never seen it, but, I mean, I've heard it's not good. But this movie right here, I mean, I'm still really looking forward to it because he just did such a great job with the first Joker movie. These two are neck and neck. The next two movies are neck and neck. These are hands down my most anticipated movies of the year. And each day these release in the theater, I will be there opening day and so hyped to see it. With that said, number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine. I would love to place this at number 1. The trailer brought us back to pure MCU days, where they would, like, just like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 did, they would drop a trailer and the whole internet would be talking about it. You see movies like The Marvels or Quantumania, they would drop a trailer and nobody would really be like, oh yeah, oh that looks great, that looks awesome. Everybody would be like, okay, looks like a fine MCU movie, I guess. This one made everybody talk and be like, whoa, who's that? And who's that? How is this going to connect to the greater MCU? Oh, wait, how is this going to all fall into the greater MCU? Just like Guardians 3 did that for a different reason, but just like the Endgame and Infinity War times, it brought back nostalgic from that time to where everybody, the moment the trailer ended, is like, I wonder who's going to die. I wonder what that's going to happen. I wonder what all of this means. And it just brought that back to me to where I haven't been more hyped for an MCU movie since, well, Guardians 3. But I haven't been more hyped for an MCU movie since that. Trailer looked like a blast. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan. I enjoy the movies, but the first movie I feel like has its issues. I really like the second movie. I really think that's a great movie. But I'm a new fan of Deadpool. But bringing that humor, they had everything going for it in the trailer. Even bringing in the TVA, that it really made me feel like, yeah, Disney's not going to screw them over. This is going to be a great movie, and I can't wait. But typically, number 1 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's no joke that I'm really looking forward to this one. I've seen the first 2 of the new trilogy. I've seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I've also seen the crappy Mark Wahlberg one from 2000-something. I don't care. But it was terrible. This movie right here, it looks like it's going to continue what that trilogy did. Even though I still haven't seen War, I plan on watching it very soon. Looks like it's going to continue what that trilogy did in a masterful way, to where that new trailer got people talking. It looks epic in scale, also giving us a little hint of what the story could be, and throwing even in a little tease there, to where I feel like, wait a minute, is this like the president what the back was, and then you got the woman from space, she comes down, she's from the past, and interesting. Oh, okay, it's got the fan theories going, and it looks awesome and masterful, and even though it's not directed by Matt Reeves, even though it's not directed by Matt Reeves, I still think that it has a chance to be great. And it's directed by Wes Ball, who did the Maze Runner movies, which I really love. So there's no doubt this is my most anticipated movie of the year. I will be going in so freaking psyched when this movie hits theaters. And that's why it's my number 1. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. It's a little late for it. I don't even know when I'm going to upload this. Probably in the next week or so, hopefully. But I'm going to film 4 more videos here. Make sure you comment down below. What is your most anticipated movies list of 2024? And thank you guys for clicking on this video. With that said, subscribe, join the Nerd Army. Peace out.